Hey, Tracy Repchuk here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to have you here because talking about landing pages is actually one of my favorite topics, as weird as that probably sounds. Um, so you are here as part of the entire series called List Building and Landing Pages. This is module number 2, creating a good landing page. Module number 1 was the overview, the why do you create a landing page? And if you haven't watched that yet, I want to encourage you to go back and watch that actually before you watch this one, because it is critical that you understand the importance and power of this simple website that you add to your overall kind of brand. If it wasn't for a landing page, and this is why I talk about this in Module 1, I really wouldn't be where I am today. It was the linchpin. It was the catalyst. It was the game changer for me. I went from, nobody, ground zero, to being #1 on Amazon.com, to winning New Internet Marketing Success of the Year from the World Internet Summit, to appearing on stage in front of 3,400 people, to becoming a world-renowned speaker in 35 countries, to becoming the #1 woman speaker in the world for internet marketing, to becoming a trusted TV resource. And it all started with a landing page. And none of it would have occurred had I not had that tool in my life and had I not had this as part of my overall structure. And that's why I am so passionate about landing pages and about you making sure that you are giving it the justice that it deserves. Because here's what I found. Most people have a landing page or will get a landing page, but when you don't understand the why and its importance, you may have one, but you have a tendency to bypass it, which means when you do your promotions, you don't send people there. You send them to your master website. When you do a campaign or something, you're sending them constantly to your master website. When you put out an article, you put it to your master website. When you put a YouTube video, you're not sending them to the landing page. All of these things, you bypassing it, which means you're cutting off your success, because the list that you create from that of people that know you, like you, trust you, and buy from you is truly where your power of your company is going to come from. It gives you the ability to create a culture, to create a tribe, and to communicate in a controlled manner, so that the recipient of your communications has a chance to get to know you better in a way that no other mechanism can do, except if they already know you or they're already in your program. But what we're talking about is people here from ground zero who do not know you, never met you, and now they're going to get familiar with you because of this. So here's the overall structure really for automated income, and that is to create, connect, and convert. Now, this was really the cycle that I've carried in my business for the last 8 years, which is when I started to use landing pages. I've been on the internet as a website developer for 21 years now. And I've been in business for 30-something years, 35 years. 30 years, sorry. So it's been a heck of a long time. And I graduated in IT, so I've seen like every change you can imagine. I started on bubble cards into mainframe computers, and then the advent of micro desktop computers came into place. And when I started my company, my first computer was $22,000. So the barrier to entry for starting a business was enormous back then. And now, hey, with a few $100s, you got yourself a laptop and you can open your doors. And so it's a whole new frontier. And so you want to take advantage of what I feel is the money you saved on one spot, and pour it into your marketing. So here's the formula for automated income that we're going to be covering. Now, I did the overview because I thought it was very important that you understand the why and the bit of the history of the landing page. Today, we're going to cover create. Next day, we'll cover connect. And then we'll cover convert. And then we'll cover the launch process. All right, so let's take a look at creating the landing page. Now, right now, there's so many ways to create a landing page. It's almost overwhelming. There's tools coming up every day. You can use Optimized Press, you can use ClickFunnels, you can use lead pages. Everybody's awesome. Click, click, click. All you do is put these little pieces here and look, you can track and monitor your statistics and you can split test and you can do all these magical things. But here's the thing. If you do not understand any of it and you're clicking and flicking and moving and punching in words just because they sound good and you really don't understand the why behind what is in each of those positions, it's going to turn out to be a much longer cycle for you to gather the leads that you want. Now, people that have what are called joint venture partners, they're going to get leads like crazy. It almost doesn't matter. If you've had a referral and somebody comes and, they're going to opt in. But for most people, you're starting at ground zero. And that means that you've got no friends that are about to feed your funnel. You're going to have to go and get it done the way that, I had to back then, which is, be very smart about what you set up and what you say and where you put things. So what I want to do is highlight the structure of the landing page and the different types. But first, before you create a landing page, one of the things I want to stress is that you know your customer. Now, you need to know your customer regardless. Most people skip this step, though. And I know that because when a new customer comes to me, a new client comes to me, and they're in my Instant Online Impact Platinum program, first question is, who's your customer? Well, my customer is everybody. Oh my God, everybody needs Reiki. Everybody needs this pain relief. Everybody needs this. Everybody needs karmic clearing. Everybody needs, website development. Everybody needs this, okay? But you can't operate that way. There's nowhere to go to find the community called everyone, which means we're not going to be able to target effectively, efficiently. You won't know where you're going to go network market. You won't know what events to attend. Should you be on the golf course with the guys or should you be at a women's luncheon? You have to know these things because that part of the marketing doesn't go away, and then it amplifies on the internet, which means when you're now online, Google can't feed you what you don't know. And people, when they come to read your copy on your page, your landing page in particular, if it's speaking to a man and they're a woman, they're no longer interested. If you're speaking to a woman, unless it's an enlightened male, they're not interested. So you have to get very specific by sex and you have to get specific by age, because talking to a 45-year-old woman is very different than talking to a 20-year-old. You can imagine the languaging, everything, the pain points, the colors, all of it, okay? And so all of these are part and parcel of the brand of your landing page. And of course, logo development, which is a whole element of brand, but we're not going to be talking about that today. But at least if you know your customer, here's what we can do now. We can determine what the landing page domain name is going to be, because this is a separate website. And again, yes, you can use your lead pages and your ClickFunnels and your Optimized Press and all of these other little tools. But for me, those are campaign tools. Those are for what I have down here as number 3, landing page target. Those are for landing page product. Those are for landing page launch. Those are for landing page telesummit, landing page book, that type of thing. Very specific, related, the front of something. What I'm talking about here is the building of your landing page master site. That's the one that you put on your back of your business card. That's the one that you're going to send everybody you randomly meet to. And that's the one when you're on the radio, you're going to say, hey, just go to fastactionresults.com, and get my free gift, how your brand, websites, and social media work together. And you want to get in the habit of being able to say exactly something like that. And so your master, you have to know your target, because you have to know the pain that you're going to solve, because that's kind of what the domain name should be. And then the other type of landing page is one that's keyword based. So an example of that would be, how do I accept creditcards.com? Somebody put that keyword phrase into Google, and then you buy the domain, and then you feed a credit card offer or whatever it is that you want, things like that. And then, of course, I touched on the landing page target. That's where you're targeting very specific elements within a broad market. So when somebody says to me, let's say, I'll just use myself as an example with websites. As a website developer and social media strategist, I could say almost anyone on the planet who's trying to sell something needs me, but it can't be that generic. So I say, okay, I'm going to focus on women, let's say. And so now, let's say I've got 10 pain points that women experience. Technology overwhelm, not knowing what to do, frustration, no time, these types of things. And so those could be I could find the keywords that go with that and buy domain names so that Google's feeding me my target market. And then they're finding me and never even knowing me, and then getting attracted to the free gift and the information on the landing page. So this is the reason why. So I'm going to be focusing on the landing page master. And then this was the one that goes on the back of the business card. And so you structure the back of your business card based on what you want to produce as part of your brand. And so you want to be specific here and make sure that you don't bypass this. Again, when you're on radio or you're on TV or you're on a telesummit, always send them to your landing page. All right. And so here we add the QR code, which is so that your phone can scan it and then go straight to an online landing page and then be optimized. Just ask for name and email address and get them in your funnel while you're standing at a networking event type of thing. Nice and quick and easy. Here's the other reason you need to know your target market. When we come up with the free gift, it's not random. This isn't something you just throw up as a freebie. It is a structured sales tool in which you're going to be enlightening and educating on why it is that they should pick you to resolve the pain that they've come to solve, and have a call to action. And so we can't pick the title, which coincides kind of with your signature talk and the master product that you want to sell. This is all branded sequentially in a holistic overview, which again, most people aren't doing that. They're just kind of throwing up a page and hoping somebody opts in. And so, 7 secrets to making more money and working less, 7 ancient medical for quick pain relief, strategies to increase your dental practice. And so all of these elements are aligned to sell you and to make sure that your landing page domain equals your free gift equals the pain that you solve equals the brand equals the overall program that you have, and therefore is congruent with your brand. So here's an example of a branded landing page, okay? So everything has its place and there's a reason for the place. And so if you take a look at one of the first pieces, it's the opt-in box. Now, can you just have the bar without the name and the email? Absolutely. That part doesn't matter, which is the new trend now. Just have a bar and then up comes a pop-up box. Totally fine. And then you'll see here, we keyworded for topcomedianspeaker.com. And so now we're feeding not only from the back of the business card, but we've managed to get a keyword-based domain that's snappy. When you're doing your own the landing page for your brand, you want it to be quick and snappy so that somebody can remember it. This is the biggest thing you want, is someone can remember it. All right, the second thing is that gift you're giving away. So 7 steps to get unstuck and unlock your joy. So again, feeding into what she's doing on yourjoyjourney.com. And then here we've got the picture located. That can be a picture or a video, as long as it's something that says, I am a real person and I'm not scamming you. And then so that's yourfinancialbreakthrough.com. All right, so the top section here is the customized banner, which contains your logo, again, a branded logo, your unique selling proposition, and your target market. And so that's a picture of the target market. It is opening up the target audience, you know. Then we're taking a look at the headline, which is what your pain points of the audience are. And then we're telling them that we're the solution. So get ready, hey, give your name. So the whole thing is, you know, first we're going to try and get them with the headlines. If we don't get them there, we're going to get them with the gift title. Okay, and that was the other one. And if we don't get them there, we're going to get them with the story. So over here is the pain points start to begin. You know, has anything ever happened to you that made you say, why me? You know, do you ever feel like you just don't measure up or have what it takes? So now we're into the pain points. At every section, we're catering to some type of person that, and we're hitting that button so that they will opt in at some point based on something that they've encountered. Well, maybe, you know, like for example, maybe the headline didn't engage them, but man, that picture does. Or maybe the guide title engaged them, but boy, they sure know my pain. So all of these things start to increase their desire to opt in. Here's is broken down now into elements. So the first part is the branded banner. Then you've got the custom kind of elements in the headline. I've gone to point number 8 here. I'm just going to work my way down. And you're sequencing that to align with the guide the guide solution that you have and the pain points that they have. Part 2, you're branding it so that they can relate and see you. Part 3, you're giving them a free gift. Part 4, you've got the pain points. Part 7, we're name and email address. Part 9, we're showing a visual. Always have a visual of the gift that you're giving away. A lot of people skip this, or they put a cheap, crappy looking thing there. Impression is everything. You have 3 seconds to make an impression on your website and on this site. And if they're not interested, they're gone. Number 11 is the underbelly of it all. You guys don't see this part. This is called the meta tags, the title, the keywords, and the description. That all has to be researched and properly put in, or else it has no meaning to Google whatsoever, or the work is all up to you now. And the bottom part, the you'll discover. So let's say that whole, what we call kind of almost above the fold area. It isn't quite above the fold, but it's the top half of the page. Let's say that still hasn't got them. Well, then now they're going to come down to section 10 here, which is going to tell them why the benefits of the guide. So why get that guide? Why give me your name and the email address? And you're going to say, here's why. because I'm going to tell you the number one thing to do to create your ultimate business lifestyle. I'm going to tell you the exact steps you need to get your business under control. I'm going to tell you how to develop your business action plan to free you from your business. So now, if you still weren't excited, now you're really getting in. You're like, oh, geez, I'm going to go get this guide. I totally need to know this. Then section 5 is your kind of credibility, visual credibility. That's this whole section is visual. You have your TV logos, your radio logos, your magazine, or any associations or affiliations you have, whether you're like an NSA member or something like that. Okay. And then last at the bottom, you're anchoring it with your logo once again. So, as I said, there's a lot of things. I want you to focus on building one landing page. I want you to have that email autoresponder system fine-tuned so that you're tracking the conversions. Once you have this system in place, once you've successfully established that, now it's time to branch out. And this is where you can create a landing page for all sorts of target markets, like I talked about, okay, that feed, quite frankly, the same offer, all right? Because that's where, repeat repetition. So while you're sleeping there, in comes the money, all right? And so this is your way of spreading out, because one of the questions I get is how many landing pages. In the beginning, you need one, and one that works really well. Then start to branch out, okay? And here's just an example of a branch out. So once the first one was established, then it became a little cookie cutter. Only now you keyword it, attention first-time home buyers, all right? But it all leads to the same thing. Another keyword, first choice in real estate, Calgary's first choice in real estate. Then another example, Calgary Lake community, hitting on a very specific area and capturing that market. Because your master site has such limited ability to kind of change, excluding your blog, which is one of the underbelly pages of your website, very little else usually changes, but this allows us to just sit there and dominate a keyword because we own the .com. Again, Calgary bank foreclosures, these types of things. So this is what it looks like. It's not a big change, but again, you're changing the look, the titling, the keywords, and the domain name. These are all separate domain names. And then you're changing the picture to appeal to that market. And London at Heritage Station condos. All right, so where do you send them? Once they've opted in, where do you send them? There's primarily 4 places to send them. I'm just going to simply go through these as an overview. But the first place is you just, in the beginning, people kind of accept that autoresponder default. You're just getting your feet wet. You don't even know how to create these other pages. And so it just says, thank you, an email's on its way. Make sure you confirm type of thing. Then you could go to a thank you. Now you're building a website. Page 2 of a website, and your website could be saying thank you, and with some details and instructions on exactly what they need to do. You need to whitelist, don't forget, look out for this. Maybe it's got your picture on there, it's got a repeat of the banner, that type of thing, okay? Here's the one that I build for people, and that's called the thank you download page, which means we are immediately giving them the gift. We are then directing them to what we want their next call to action to be. Maybe it's a discovery call. We want to immediately get them on the phone as fast as possible so that we can sell our upper level coaching program. The faster the money gets in, especially while these guys are hot, the better. Because landing pages in this whole industry often gives the illusion that we're all about to build, 500,000 people web databases. You got to be a monster traffic driver to build a very, very big list. And in the beginning, that takes quite a bit of time. So now what you want to do is you want to carry on with old school business rules and business logic and nurture every person that comes in the door. Because these guys, quite frankly, said, hey, I'm interested in what you have. And most people ignore all of this except for their autoresponder series. But I nurture them like crazy. Great. What do you do? Let's do a survey. Let's connect. Let's do a discovery call. How can I help you now? You've got somebody that walked into the front of your store, quite frankly, and we have been taught in the internet marketing industry to just build, 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 build. Build your list, give them an email, build your list, instead of asking and talking to them. Then the ultimate thing to occur is often from in to a sales page, okay? But a sales page takes a long time. You have to build. You need an established product. And so you just want to very much get into a system, and then you can change it up and start to work on a sales page. So you want to get established. Okay, and again, so what's the thank you download page? Again, we've got the custom brand. We've got the number one, the custom branded header. We've got the custom guide that's exactly giving them what they need. In step 3, we've got the logo at the bottom again. Step 4, we're giving them their gift. And step 5, we're sending them to their next step. Now, also on this page, and here's an example of the curinmusic.com with singer-actress Kristen King. And here we went one step further and put 2 of her CDs on there, 2 of her singles. And so now you're testing the market. Are they willing to drop a little bit of money in, now? And this is something that I used to do, 7 years ago. I had a $4 guide that I would sell after they opted in, and that would let me know who's a buyer right off the bat. And that let me know who should I turn around and call. Who should I take the time to get in touch with or to seek out further? And so that, that's a strategy right there. Okay, so those were all of the components, all right? I'm not going to go into split testing and all of this because before you can become the master, you need to establish who you are serving, what do they need, and how can you accelerate the sale. And that's like in a per person. We're not expecting 1,000 people to dump on your lap tomorrow. You're expecting the trickle funnel that most people get, which is 1, 3, 7, 5, 9, people a week. And so you want to make sure that you get a system in place that optimizes every single person that comes in your door and treats them like the gold that they are. And then later you expand your reach, you multiple landing page, you work on split testing and converting, and you really start to leverage the power that you've now established and build a foundation that's capable of supporting all of this throughput, which is about to occur. Okay, so hopefully that helps you gain a little more perspective on the landing page and the creation of it and the various pieces. And next time we get together, we're going to talk about connect. So how do you connect and really start to engage and find people to come into your funnel? Now, for those of you who are interested in having somebody like myself build your brand, establish your unique selling proposition, create your logo, create your landing page, help you with all of the strategy for your entire kind of sales funnel, you can go to alandingpage.com and get more information. And for those of you who aren't connected yet to me, go to my landing page, fastactionresults.com, and come on in, get comfy, and kind of see what I do as far as the cycle I just talked about. And it's an exciting, fun journey that we're about to take together once you do that, because it allows me to really get familiar with who you are and what your needs are. And that's exactly what I want. I'm here to serve. My mission in life is to get your message to millions. That's what I do. So again, I'm Tracy Repchuk, and I look forward to seeing you on the next module. So goodbye for now.